Well, we're more than halfway through 2023, but the best is yet to come for game releases this year. Here are some of the top anticipated games still slated for release in 2023. Remember,
he knows when all these games come out.
Don't be afraid. Here we go! Counter-Strike 2. For over 2 decades with a rich history, Counter-Strike is about to go next level with a full-on update into the Source 2 engine, making it in all essence an entirely different game, while holding a tight grip on its roots. This will be released any day or any moment now. The release was projected for summer of 2023, and well, it's that time. Might even be out before this video gets published. As a longtime gamer, I can't wait for this rebirth of Counter-Strike. And today, over 27 million people still play this game monthly. This game has modeled and centralized the world of esports, so you better brush up on your Counter-Strike skills. With an inviting new appeal for new players, it's a no-brainer that everyone will be playing this classic game reborn. Mortal Kombat 1. ABACABB. If you know what that is, subscribe to this channel now. We're gonna have some good times. If you don't, just subscribe anyway. You could probably learn something. This game has got my attention. I haven't enjoyed a fighting game in some time, and this has aspects of every great fighting game wrapped into one, or so it seems. The franchise appears to be returning to its roots while expanding on them, which is evident in the environments alone. I can only hope Dan Forden might appear singing Toasty. I kind of played on that in one of my other videos. Anyway, though it looks over the top in one aspect, it's the aspect that broke ground in the first place, the violence and the gore. But what can you do when that's what brought the franchise its success? Oh, and also was a major reason we have a rating system today in video games. The good came with the bad, and for that, this franchise has wisdom behind it, which should never be lost. Tell your children the story of Mortal Kombat one day around a campfire. The legal ramifications, I mean. The game set precedent. A new chapter to an epic saga. Payday 3. Payday is a series I've never played but heard a lot of hype about. It's like Left 4 Dead, but it's high-intensity theft and heist missions. Think Dark Knight Wardrobe meets Heat kind of action. Many professional players and casual gamers alike are excited and anticipating Payday 3, but will their hopes pay off? You see what I did there? It looks fun, but mature given the texture of today's society. Nonetheless, something I might try to get into as I am over 18 years of age and capable of handling such topics. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Repackaging at its finest. There's all these new powers, what appears to be the same lack of level destruction from the Xbox comic book version that this looks to be repackaged from over 20 years ago. Let me break this down. Superhero games don't need more powers for the superheroes. They need to accurately reflect the powers these characters already have. Until we get to that level, you have not challenged your team. It just doesn't feel like a Spider-Man game to me. It feels like some other superhero, which is fine, but it's not Spider-Verse, man. The swap system is cool, but is that all you got? Really? I guess we'll see. I could be devastatingly wrong here. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Back to the desert. While the gameplay is always fairly the same, the graphics and story is where this franchise grows. It's exciting to go back to the desert in more ancient times. It would be cool things worked out on the colonial end of this franchise, like with other titles slated to release soon that are blasphemy to true pirates, which I am explicitly choosing not to list with the rest of these games. The voice acting sounds incredible, which means the story will probably be worthy. Positively the same old tricks with perhaps a few new ones. It will be cool to see how they have expanded or adapted on this after Valhalla. Alan Wake 2. I don't know much about Alan Wake other than it was one of the most well-received investigation games in the 2000s post-release. I never played it. I know it had a rough start. Was too scared. It still looks scary. If you're into that, this might be a great game to look into. From what I gather, it's sort of a Resident Evil permutation. Ooh. Looks scary still. Even scarier. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Keanu Reeves is back, carrying a franchise that had a really rocky release for all of its anticipation. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty will act as an expansion to the original game, so while it's not a standalone game, it will be interesting to follow the release of this expansion given the history. I hope for the best. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Robocop. Rogue City. I am enthralled by this. I suddenly realized that when you take a Paul Verhoeven film and adapt it into a video game with passion over profit, we are left with what it might actually feel like to be in one of those worlds. Can we get a Total Recall next? Someone? Just saying. Come on, Cohagen, give these people air! From the screen shake when Robocop is walking to the HUD, I can't wait for this game. Putting all my nuts into this one. I want to issue so many parking tickets. This has the potential to be like Batman with an awesome gun, due to the investigative aspects. Sure, it looks kinda mindless walking forward while eliminating enemies like a slow tank before your health runs out, but it looks better than Solitaire. We even finally get the first-person experience of using that burst-fire mega hand cannon of his. It looks generally fun from what we can see now, but hopefully there's a little more for this game to offer. Driving something, I don't know. I just have faith it will bring smiles. Let's wait and see.
One parking ticket is all it takes to improve mindfulness.
Cities, Skylines 2. Strategy, city building, and sim games are making a strong comeback. Back in the day, SimCity swept the nation, and it wasn't really until City Skylines came along that a new franchise would become the genre favorite. With Tropico nipping at its heels, City Skylines 2 is on the horizon, keeping the franchise and genre up to date and fresh. For those who enjoy casual or in-depth city building, this will be one worth enjoying. Terminator, Dark Fate, Defiance. Speaking of the rise of new strategy games and revisiting the 90s as well as city builders, but this is more of a city destroyer, Terminator Dark Fate Defiance has had some rocky issues and setbacks, but let's look at Company of Heroes 2. As a huge Age of Empires, Command & Conquer, and StarCraft nostalgia geek, I guess you could say RTS in general, I'm looking forward to seeing how this game rolls out and how it's received once it finally is released. The Eagle Eye Warfare looks so awesome and something Terminator and strategy fans have dreamt of for decades. It looks a lot like Starship Troopers Terran Command, which the same company is behind this game, and Company of Heroes blended together. From what I understand, there's also an experience system that the units can gather so that they get better as you play with them and they survive. So if you enjoy strategy games and Terminator, stay tuned. Starfield. Obviously, Starfield had to be here. This game's going to frontline the revenue streams for Q4 and the holidays. Despite the many setbacks and flaws Bethesda games have been known for in the past, for the company to expand into a third franchise after focusing in depth for so long on what was working for them, it might appear that building a new world from the ground up could prove to be a game changer once again. With a modular and expansive customization system for both characters, starships, and likely more, this game looks like the world eater of your time. How many kids will fake being sick just to continue their campaigns? Parents, be warned. The spaceflight world exploration and processing looks incredible. Building off of titles like No Man's Sky and Star Citizen, I can't wait to see what Bethesda has to offer here. Though, multiplayer or co-op would be great. I'll settle for hands-on throttle and stick in spaceflight. Finally, last but not least, the underdog, the runt of the bunch, Squirrel with a Gun. I think there may have been a Looney Tunes episode that was behind the inspiration to this game. Let me say, I am exponentially impressed with not only the physics in this gameplay, but more so the hilarious story and how well it will work. We're not just being thrown into this game. There's a squirrel in a lab, and G-men are trying to kill him, but one of them drops his gun, and those doll eyes of the squirrel imagine a whole new world. Genius, simple, mindless. I could not mention this game. While there's no official release date, it'll probably be soon, as it was projected for, well, right about now. So you got this and Counter-Strike 2 right now. That's what you got to look forward to. Anyway, bonus! Here's a bonus 2024 game, Star Wars Outlaws. Coming in 2024, this is the game that I most anticipate at this point. Simply put, it's looking like the coolest, closest thing to a Star Wars Red Dead Redemption type of game we're gonna get. An open world, high fidelity, spaghetti western Star Wars game. Finally. But is it? Only time and reveals will tell. Everything looks too good to be true, and a slight suspicion in me has me smelling something.
Can you tell us a little bit about the speeder? Because I feel like it looks like a swoop. Is it a swoop?
What's a swoop?
Your whole team should know what a swoop is! Anyway, maybe they'll have a swoop speeder class in the game. Thanks for joining me, folks, and if you enjoyed this video or found it insightful, please share, like, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me review or play any other games.
Peace out! Good day! Bonus!